Hi, welcome to ACD Accounting. This video is to show you how Mon Expert en Gestion works. Actually, Mon Expert en Gestion, which you can see it here, allows you to manage different modules. So you can manage your billing to your clients, your purchases, and your employee expenses. This video actually will focus on employee expenses. First of all, as manager, you will have access as an administrator, so you can validate the expenses of your employees. I'll show you here. You go on your right hand side of your screen, and you want, for example, to add a new user. So you go to Gestion des utilisateurs, and you create one here, create a new user. So you input his name. For example, his name is Young Charles. And it's very important that you input his email. So he will get his password and a function, for example, his position within the company. You can, of course, grant him an administration access. However, if it's simple user, I would advise not to do that, because in that case he will validate his own expenses. So for internal control purposes, it's better not to give him this access. And here you can also manage what module you want to give him access to. So in this case, we'll have only access to employee expenses, and again, you can give him access as an administrator or a user. In this case, it will be a user. So once it's saved, the employee will have access. He will have a password coming from Mon Expert en Gestion, so he can set his password. Once you have set up your employee will have an email from, as I said, Mon Expert en Gestion with the link. So he has only to click on this link to validate his email and to set up his own password. Once his password has been set up, he will just have access to his Mon Expert en Gestion. And he click connect. Then he will have access to expense module. So you click on Note de frais and you add a new expense. You can select which month the expense is related to. So let's say January. I validate and I start by inputting my expenses. So for example, I have here two invoices, one receipt for restaurant receipt for €68.70, and the other one is from the same restaurant with $82.30. This one is 25th of January 2018. So here I put the dates. Here contact is when one of your employee maybe go to a restaurant for with one of your clients, for example. So you can, for example, select a contact or add another one. Here, for example, I'll put maybe, I don't know, so I'll put the name of the restaurant, for example, the purpose maybe. Here I can select what kind of expense it is. So you have different categories. So you have conference, furniture, hotel, restaurants, or you can type in directly what you want. For example, if you want it's phone charges, I don't know, train. In that case anyway, it's restaurants. So I select restaurant here. So as I said, the amount it's for the first one, it's $68.70. the VAT is automatically calculated. Because the restaurant is 10% in France, so you have to check anyway the VAT amount, because sometimes some restaurants have different rates as other expenses, so you have always to make sure that the VAT is matching what you have on your actual receipt. So it's here, it's VAT, it's 625, for example. And now you can upload the receipt, so it will be handy for the manager to approve your expenses by looking at the original receipt and match it with the expenses that you have put it in. Here, by clicking on the plus sign, you can go for another one. So for example, this one, it's 25th of January again. The restaurant is the same. Here it's restaurants. Again, we have to upload the receipt for your manager to approve. Once you have filled out all your expense, your monthly expense, you can save it, so to get back to it if you want to finalize it. Maybe you have some receipts I didn't put in. Once you have put in, you have and finalize your expense, you are happy with it, you just here click on send for validation. So I click here, I am happy with my expense form, I just send it for validation. The manager will have to access using his user ID and password. So once you are on the main page, so you go to expenses. Here you have video to see if you just well, it's for French speakers anyway, so don't bother with that anyway. So here you have the expense, and it said waiting for approval. So it's January, for example, expense. I can open it, and for the manager, he can, for example, access to the receipts or a copy of the invoice as it appears here. He can access to the other one too. If he's happy with the expense of his employee, so you go to details and you click on validate expense form, or you may refuse. The employee will get a notification it has been refused, and he has to amend what has to be amended. Bear in mind that the application is available to you on whether on Android or iPhone. I advise you to upload CAM scanner so that you can scan your invoices, and you can do exactly the same what has been done here on your laptop, and you can download as well your receipt that has been scanned. Thank you for watching. This video has been presented to you by ACD Accounting. For any information, you can call us on 0033 180 84 44 30, or by email at info@acdaccounting.com.